Hello, my name is Orion from TCG FlightSchool. We want to invite you to follow along as myself and my trading partner Jordan learn and apply technical analysis on our journey towards profitability. If you'd like to join in on the discussion and learn technical analysis with us, check out our Facebook group, TCG FlightSchool, for more information and content. We hope you enjoy our daily trade recaps and technical analysis videos. Thanks for tuning in. Now let's get on with the technicals. Hey guys, all right, so some pretty exciting news in the marijuana stock sector today. So Supreme Pharmaceuticals' long-awaited imminent license pending seems like it is closing the gap here and moving its way towards a license. So we knew that it was looking for conditional uplisting approval, which it received, and now it has just notified us today that it will be uplisting to the TSXV, so that's the Toronto Stock Exchange venture. It is currently trading on the Canadian Securities Exchange, so it'll be nice for it to get bumped up, get a little bit more exposure. I don't quite know what it means for the fundamental side of things, but we've seen a couple of moves like this in the past with Afria, and we also saw, I believe, IMH was also uplisted as well. So both of those stocks did move favorably after the uplist. So a couple of things I've just been watching. I've been obviously plotting Supreme. I had a position in it at 150. It came down, and we had this kind of sell-off here where we ended up selling down out of this, and I sold at 143, I believe, on this day here, and then we ended up coming down to a low 136. I did say I wanted to get back in the mid 130s, but I ended up tying up my money elsewhere, so I didn't really get a chance to take a nice size position. I originally had 900 shares, so I didn't really want to get back in down here in this kind of lower region. But that being said, if I really followed my charts, this was the 200 EMA. We came right down. We tested the 200 EMA, and we also tested the lower Bollinger Band. Ended up closing above the lower Bollinger Band on this day with a kind of a cross doji. And then today we saw another test, a higher low on 137. And then towards the end of the day, actually all of this movement here was right at the end of the day, right in the last 20 minutes. I ended up jumping back in at 146 with 600 shares. I wanted to get in at 143, but as I was trying to get in, my CIBC account was just not allowing me to make a trade fast enough. It was the slowest, most frustrating thing, watching the level 2 and watching the asks get bid up as I'm seriously trying to type in an order very quickly. I had an order in for CHV to add to my position at 19 cents, so I had to quickly cancel that and then search Supreme and put my order in. So anyways, I got in at 146 and ended up closing at the high day, very strong on a bit of bullish volume. So looking for a gap up and sell. The uplisting is supposed to take place on June 5th at market close. So June 6th it will be trading under its new ticker FIRE, F-I-R-E, on the Toronto Stock Exchange venture. So some roadblocks and resistance areas along the way. Obviously, we have these moving averages that we closed pretty much right on, so it'd be nice to see a little open and gap up above these moving averages the next day. 150 is a major resistance point, and 154 as well. 158 I'm watching, and then 170. There is another little one in here about 164, but these are kind of the stops that I'm looking at along the way. So any type of gap up that I see, I'll probably just sell and take my profits. Not really looking forward, not really interested in holding this thing. This stock is very choppily traded. It doesn't have a lot of follow through and continuation after big green days. So as you can see here, the biggest ones we saw were in October, sell off, big green day, sell off, green day, sell off, gap up, green day. This was November 16th, and then really just choppy trading, consolidation, big sell-offs. Did follow pattern, but it wasn't as consistent as tickers like WEED and EMH and Afria, where we actually could really plot moves along the downtrends or along the uptrends. The move into April did give a nice move, obviously off the low here in March to the high in April. You've got a almost a 90-cent move, 85-cent move there, 75-cent move. So really nice move there, and some chances to get in and get out and take some profits. And then after that, we just saw a couple of short-term recoveries, and it's been a downtrend ever since to this waterfall and bounce. So again, I'm gonna watch We're going to watch over 147, obviously the high today. I'm anticipating some sort of gap up. If I see it gap up over 150, I will be watching it very closely to see if it's going to keep running on the move. I would be looking for a gap up over 50 with a back test off of 50 and then a move up. It's going to be dicey. Like I said, we don't see a lot of follow through with this stock, so I am anticipating that a bit of a rush is going to come in, but this is a highly emotionally held stock by a lot of traders and investors out there. So, you got a lot of bag holders from these levels, $2 and these 190 levels where they really never got a chance to recoup never recoup any of their losses really if they're still holding them. A lot of them, even here where we came down to lows of 143, if anybody held through this and never sold and held through this again and held through this top thinking it was going to break $2, you'd be right back down here in the 140s. So you don't know where people have been holding positions from, but just judging by the chart, it never really gets a chance for a big solid breakout to the upside. So everyone's waiting for the license. Here we have the uplist. So we'll see what happens. Again, I got a little position. I'm going to watch it closely, be ready to make a move out as needed. EMH, another one that we've been following. Again, I had it coming into this kind of consolidation pattern, a bit of ascending triangle. We saw it held that pattern today, still under the middle Bollinger Band and in these moving averages, but following my trend line and starting to get away from the the lower Bollinger Band, and these are just getting tighter and tighter, these Bollinger Bands. So again, we'll be watching for a move to the upside or the downside in the future. WEED came, tested a new low, 730, recouped and put in a close and a high over the $0.50. So that showed some signs of strength today. If this thing could get a bit of a moving going with Supreme tomorrow, we should see a bit of a sector lift as well. We've been covering this every day, but if you're looking to take a position on WEED, I'd be looking for over 775 and over 817. CNZ, this is my trade that I got in on this second red candle here. I never ended up selling at the high, and so today actually in yesterday's video I said I was going to sell if we broke the lower low of yesterday's candle. So what I ended up doing, this thing actually ended up opening up at 59. I didn't take any chances. I sold right away. It pushed up to a little bit of a high, 63. Not a lot of volume today. As you can see, it was sat at about, what we got, 276,000 shares of volume. It's sat around 40,000 or something like that right in the morning there, so I didn't even take a chance. I just bailed out at 58 cents, and this thing ended up selling down and closing at a low of 53. It looks to me like it's going down to close this gap here between 53 and 51, so I would anticipate that move and possibly bounce off of 51, or may start sinking and put in a new low. So that's CNZ and a couple others from the MJ sector. Pretty tired tonight, running on 2 hours of sleep last night, but looking forward to Friday, looking forward to trying to capture a little bit of a move on Supreme and getting into the weekend. Alright guys, so again, like, subscribe, comment, check out the YouTube again, some other videos on there. We're putting together our next webinar right now. Just got some slides going in Keynote and had to do some upgrading on my computer to upgrade my operating software on my Mac, which is crazy. Anyways, yeah, so really looking forward to doing the next webinar. It's going to be on theories and trading plans, risk management, stuff like that. So we'll talk about that a little more leading into it, and then we'll put out the invite, and hopefully we get some viewers and we can all learn some stuff together. Okay, have a good night.